Ladies and gentlemen, most people believe that earning dollars is difficult. They believe it requires special intelligence, secret information, powerful connections, or luck. That belief is the first and biggest mistake. Dollars are not earned by brilliance alone. They are earned by clarity, patience, discipline, and respect for reality. Everyone here has the same opportunity. The market does not know your name. It does not care about your education, your past failures, or your opinions. It only responds to behavior. Discipline is not something people are born with. It is built through pain, repetition, and honest self-observation. Most people believe discipline means forcing yourself to act. In reality, it means stopping yourself from acting when emotions demand movement. The urge to do something is powerful. Silence feels uncomfortable. Waiting feels like missing out. That discomfort pushes people into bad decisions. Discipline begins the moment you accept that not acting is often the most profitable choice. Every dollar earned with discipline feels calm. Every dollar lost without discipline feels heavy. When discipline is missing, decisions are loud, they are rushed, emotional, and full of excuses. When discipline is present, decisions are quiet. They don't need explanation. Most failures do not come from lack of opportunity. They come from breaking rules in moments of emotional pressure. Discipline means respecting your own boundaries even when nobody is watching, especially when nobody is watching. It means closing a position when hope whispers to stay. It means staying out when temptation screams to enter. The market will constantly test you. It will offer small wins to pull you in. It will threaten losses to scare you out. Without discipline, you react. With discipline, you observe. People confuse confidence with discipline. Confidence is emotional. Discipline is mechanical. You don't need to feel strong. You need to follow rules when you feel weak. True discipline hurts at first. It feels like denying yourself. It feels like watching others move while you stand still. But that pain is temporary. The damage from undisciplined action lasts much longer. Every time you break your rules and survive, discipline weakens. The market remembers what you forget. Small rule violations grow into large losses. They always do. Discipline creates distance between impulse and action. That distance is where clarity lives. When discipline is strong, emotions still exist. They just no longer control outcomes. You stop blaming the market. You stop chasing outcomes. You start respecting process. Discipline turns uncertainty into structure. Structure turns chaos into opportunity. Over time, discipline changes how you see money. It stops being something to chase. It becomes something to protect. The disciplined trader sleeps better, not because every trade wins, but because every decision was clean. Discipline does not guarantee profits. It guarantees survival, and survival is the first requirement for earning anything at all. Without discipline, opportunity passes unnoticed. With discipline, opportunity becomes obvious. Discipline is not dramatic. It is quiet, repetitive, and often invisible. But every consistent dollar earned can be traced back to a single moment where discipline overruled emotion. Losses are not the problem people think they are. Refusing to accept them is. Everyone enters the market dreaming of profits. Very few prepare for loss. That lack of preparation becomes expensive. The first loss always feels personal. It feels like failure. It feels unfair. But the market is not judging you. It is simply responding. The moment you treat a loss as an insult, logic disappears. Hope takes over. And hope is dangerous. A small loss is a message. A large loss is a warning ignored. People don't blow accounts in one trade. They do it by protecting their ego instead of their capital. Loss control is not about fear. It is about respect. Respect for risk. Respect for uncertainty. Respect for the fact that being wrong is unavoidable. The strongest traders are not the ones who win the most. They are the ones who lose well. They exit without drama, without excuses, without revenge. The market gives countless chances. Capital gives very few. Every dollar lost unnecessarily reduces future opportunity. That reality is hard to face. People stay in bad trades because exiting feels like admitting defeat. But staying is not strength. It is attachment. Loss control requires emotional maturity. It requires letting go of being right. You must be willing to say, "I was wrong." and move on without punishment or self-hate. Unchecked losses distort thinking. They create urgency where patience is needed. They create fear where clarity should exist. A controlled loss keeps the mind clean. It allows the next decision to be rational. Many traders talk about strategy. Very few talk about exits. Exits define survival. Entering is easy, leaving is hard. Loss control is deciding your pain in advance. It is choosing a small, known discomfort over a large, unknown disaster. The market will test how much pain you can tolerate. If you don't decide, it will decide for you. Every uncontrolled loss leaves a scar. Not on the account, but on confidence. Confidence, once damaged, takes time to rebuild. Loss control preserves trust in yourself. It keeps your judgment intact. Without loss control, wins feel temporary. Anxiety follows every position. With loss control, even losing days feel manageable. The goal is not to avoid losses. The goal is to prevent damage. Damage changes behavior. It forces decisions. Loss control gives you the space to wait, to observe, to choose. It separates survival from elimination. Those who respect loss control stay in the game long enough for opportunity to matter. Capital is not just money. It is time, flexibility, and psychological balance. Protecting it is not weakness. It is intelligence learned through experience. Patience is the most underrated skill in earning dollars. Everyone talks about speed, action, and hustle, but patience is what separates the steady from the reckless. People rush because they feel like the clock is against them. They feel like every second not spent is an opportunity lost. That urgency destroys judgment. The market does not move for you. It does not care about your schedule, your plans, or your hopes. It moves when it moves. Patience is waiting for that moment without complaint, without fidgeting, without anxiety. Waiting is uncomfortable. It feels like stagnation. The heart beats faster. The mind screams to act. But those who act out of impatience always pay. Patience is not passive. It is active awareness. It is watching the price, the patterns, the signals, and knowing that nothing happens until the conditions are right. Every missed opportunity is not a failure. Every forced action is. People fear missing out more than losing money, but missing the wrong trade is freedom. Missing the right trade without preparation is disaster. Patience is confidence in your method. It is the belief that the correct move will come if you wait. It is the courage to sit idle while others flail. The mind wants constant activity. It thrives on noise. It equates motion with progress. The reality is the opposite. In patience there is clarity. In haste there is regret. Big gains are never found in moments of impatience. They are found in positions held longer than the mind feels comfortable. They are found in the stillness that allows the truth to reveal itself. People exit too early because waiting feels like fear. They enter too early because the pause feels like lost chance. Patience teaches that timing is more important than courage. Every dollar gained from patience feels calm. Every dollar lost from impatience feels heavy and foolish. Patience is not about denying opportunity. It is about respecting the rules of reality. It is about aligning your actions with the way things actually are, not the way you wish them to be. The world rewards those who can endure. It rewards those who can observe, listen, and wait. It punishes the restless, the hurried, the anxious. Patience allows the mind to recover from emotion. It allows perspective to form. It allows patterns to emerge. Without it, decisions are blind swings, desperate guesses, and ego-driven bets. Waiting is a test of character. It tests your discipline, your self-control, and your ability to trust process over impulse. Most people will never earn meaningful dollars because they cannot tolerate the emptiness of waiting. They cannot sit with nothing happening. They cannot accept that sometimes the best move is no move at all. Patience is a quiet strength. It does not demand attention. It does not create excitement. But it quietly compounds advantage over time. Every long-term success I have seen has been rooted in the ability to wait, not to react, not to guess, not to hope, but to wait for reality to show its hand. It is uncomfortable, lonely, and emotionally demanding. Yet it is the only way to consistently turn opportunity into dollars. Price is the only truth in earning dollars. Opinions, predictions, and tips are worthless if they are not confirmed by price. People enter the market thinking they understand it. They think their analysis, their beliefs, or their feelings are enough. They are rarely enough. Price does not lie. It does not care about hope, fear, or imagination. It only reacts to actual events. Ignoring it is costly. Most losses come from arguing with price. People hold on to positions because they believe they are right. Price proves them wrong, yet they refuse to accept it. Respecting price is not easy. It is uncomfortable. It forces humility. It forces surrender of pride. It forces acknowledgement that the world does not revolve around your opinions. Every movement in price is information. Every pause, every spike, every retracement tells a story. The disciplined listen. The emotional argue. You cannot control the market, but you can respond to it. You cannot predict perfectly, but you can react intelligently. Price is the teacher. Ego is the student that refuses to learn. Many people look for patterns in charts. They look for confirmation in news, in friends, in advice. None of that matters if price does not agree. Following opinions without observing price is like sailing blind in a storm. You move, but you don't know where. You act, but you are not aligned with reality. Price confirms everything. It tells you when to enter, when to exit, when to wait. Ignoring its signals is emotional trading, not intelligent trading. People take losses because they waited for hope to match their desire. They miss opportunities because they waited for price to validate someone else's opinion. Respecting price is about surrendering control. It is about listening instead of speaking. It is about acting when confirmation is clear and standing aside when it is not. Every time you follow your opinion over price, the account pays the cost. Every time you follow price over opinion, the account grows steadily. Price is neutral. It does not favor anyone. It does not cheat anyone. It simply is. The emotional mind fights it. The disciplined mind observes it. People get attached to ideas. They forget that the idea does not generate dollars. Execution does. And execution is guided by price. Ignoring price creates regret. Listening to price creates opportunity. It is not complicated. It is not mystical. It is brutally simple and brutally honest. Every dollar earned in the long term comes from respecting what price says, not from believing what you want to be true, not from hoping for what seems likely, not from arguing with reality. Price demands humility. It teaches patience. It enforces discipline. It rewards clarity. If you cannot align with price, you will act emotionally. If you cannot act on confirmation, you will act too late. If you cannot listen to reality, you will pay in dollars. Price does not negotiate. Price does not care about excuses. It only reacts. Understanding this is the foundation of consistent earnings. Consistency is the invisible force behind every meaningful dollar earned. Most people think brilliance, luck, or insight creates wealth. They are wrong. Brilliance without consistency is noise. Luck without consistency is a story told by someone else. Insight without consistency is wasted energy. Consistency is showing up the same way, every day, under every condition. It is doing the right thing even when it is boring, even when it feels small, even when no one notices. People crave excitement. They chase flashy opportunities and big wins. But that is not how lasting dollars are earned. The market does not reward occasional genius. It rewards repeated, correct action. It rewards those who follow rules without exception. Consistency is emotional armor. It protects against the temptation to overreach. It shields from fear, greed, and frustration. The human mind wants drama. It wants to feel special. It wants recognition. Consistency is quiet and it demands nothing in return. Yet it compounds powerfully over time. You will be tested. You will see others take shortcuts. You will feel the urge to abandon your process. Consistency is what keeps you anchored when everyone else drifts. Small, repeated actions create momentum. Big, reckless actions destroy it. Consistency is the difference between surviving and thriving. People underestimate it because it feels slow. Progress is not always visible. Dollars accumulate silently while emotions scream for action. Consistency also builds trust. Trust in yourself. Trust in your method. Trust that if you follow the rules, the results will follow. Without consistency, confidence is fragile. With consistency, confidence becomes unshakable. Every missed rule weakens the chain. Every repeated correct decision strengthens it. The gap between consistent execution and random effort is enormous. Consistency does not eliminate losses or failures. It simply ensures they do not destroy you. It gives you the strength to endure, learn, and continue. People confuse activity with progress. Consistency teaches that meaningful progress comes from deliberate, repeated action, not from panic, not from guesswork, not from emotion. Consistency compounds quietly, day by day, dollar by dollar, decision by decision. Eventually, it creates results that feel inevitable. Consistency requires humility. It requires patience. It requires respect for process over ego. It is not glamorous, but it is unstoppable when practiced correctly. Inconsistent effort produces inconsistent results. Consistent effort produces predictable advantage. Most people fail not because they are wrong, but because they cannot maintain the rhythm. They surrender to emotion. They abandon their plan. They chase excitement instead of repetition. Every successful trader, every disciplined earner, every person who truly builds wealth understands that consistency is the real secret. It is not complicated. It is not flashy. It is relentless. It is simple. It is emotional. It is everything. Survival is the foundation of every dollar earned. Without survival, every strategy, ends. 8. Every brilliant idea is meaningless. People ignore survival because it feels defensive. It feels small. It does not give the thrill of profit, but without it, thrill turns into loss and loss into regret. The market is relentless. It does not forgive mistakes. It does not wait for recovery. It only continues. Those who survive continue with it. Those who do not vanish. Survival is not about fear. It is about respect for reality. It is about accepting that the world does not bend to your will. Many people enter with confidence and ego. They believe skill alone will protect them. They ignore stop losses, over-leverage, chase excitement. And then they are gone. Survival demands humility. It demands the courage to admit you are wrong. It demands the strength to step aside when the conditions are unfavorable. Every position, every trade, every decision carries risk. Ignoring that risk is courting disaster. Acknowledging it, managing it, protecting capital, that is survival. People focus on winning streaks, on flashy profits, on proving themselves. They forget that one uncontrolled loss can erase months or years of gains. Survival requires patience. It requires discipline. It requires detachment from emotion. It requires prioritizing longevity over instant gratification. When survival is your priority, decisions change. You enter only when odds are in your favor. You exit without hesitation when wrong. You avoid unnecessary risks. You do not chase losses. You do not gamble with hope. The market tests everyone. It tempts greed. It rewards impatience. It punishes recklessness. Survivors do not react emotionally. They act rationally. They follow process over ego. They treat losses as tuition and profits as tools, not trophies. Survival is about control, but not control over the market. It is control over yourself. It is knowing your limits. It is refusing to lay. Emotion dictates your actions. Without survival, nothing else matters. Profit becomes meaningless. Knowledge becomes useless. Confidence becomes arrogance. People who cannot survive are always chasing validation, chasing profits, chasing hope. People who survive wait. They observe. They act with precision. Capital is more than money. It is your ability to endure. It is your opportunity to act when conditions align. Without it, opportunity cannot be seized. Survival is not glamorous. It does not create excitement or immediate reward, but it allows you to be present when opportunity finally arrives. Those who prioritize survival understand the long game. They understand that patience, discipline, and risk management are more important than chasing recognition or instant results. Survival is emotional strength. It is mental clarity. It is the willingness to accept discomfort in order to remain in the game. Every dollar earned over time can be traced back to a single principle. Those who survive are the ones who continue to earn. Without survival, even the smartest, most talented, most disciplined individuals are lost to impatience, greed, or emotional mistakes. It is survival that turns opportunity into consistent earnings, fear into respect, and volatility into advantage.